Welcome back.
Yes, we are indeed back. Excited to be back. James, this was quite a quick turnaround this time around.
This time around, yes, indeed. But today is going to be a full packed schedule. As you can see, we have not one, but two mics set up.
That's right, DOS 2. I'm excited.
Other than that, before we get into the main program, how you been, IJ?
Yeah, I've been pretty good. Just the usual stuff. Been, I guess, going through life. One thing that I finished was the thing that I said. Remember a couple episodes ago I mentioned I started reading before I slept, just a way to wind me down. And
Yeah.
I'm still doing that. And I happened to finish my first book from said new habit. And I finished the book called Run to Win by Tim Challis. And yeah, it's just a great book in terms of Christian living, and it's directly for men. So it's Run to Win, the lifelong pursuit of a godly man. So it's really helpful. And I guess I just want to share something encouraging from the book.
Yes, please.
And one thing that I found encouraging was it's straight to the point reasonings behind why we pursue God. And this point was, you are not the point of your existence or the hero of your salvation. You were created by God and for God. You were saved to bring glory to God by doing good to others. This is your purpose. Yes, you are here to glorify God by abounding in good works. So I just found that really like a punch to the gut when it came to me and trying to control and trying to navigate and get things to work my way. But really, my time isn't my time. My life isn't my life. It's about God.
Amen.
We live in relationship and in recognition of God.
So have you finished the book?
Yes, I finished
Okay.
it. So I highly recommend reading this if you wanted something that will encourage you and to tell you straight to the point. Yeah, there's a lot of topics that this book deals with that is very relatable. One of them being, what men do when they become lustful.
Yeah.
It talks about that, and I feel like it's
Okay.
really helpful that from a Christian godly perspective on how to navigate through that. So highly recommend. Please do read. Yeah, but enough about me. What about you, James? How's your week been?
Say it with me, boys. Same old, same. Nah. Well, I've actually been same old though. Yeah, just visited uni over the past week. For my it was like the last class for the semester, so that's done.
Oh, nice.
Other than that, work's been the same. Nothing new in my life, to be honest. But I've been looking forward to this podcast the whole week.
Yeah.
Because these two boys are an interesting group of boys.
An interesting duo.
Yes,
and,
indeed.
And I'm excited to get into it. But for those who are tuning in, you're listening to the King's Army podcast, and we'll be right back after this.
Well. Before I introduce the boys, our podcast today is sponsored by these drinks. What's this brand called again?
Chi
Forest.
Yes, I've been obsessed with these drinks. Pastor Jacob is the one who introduced it to us, actually, at a meeting, and I just haven't stopped buying them.
0% sugar.
0% sugar.
This is not a paid spot. This is not a paid ad. We just like the drink.
This is an unhealthy addiction. This is what it is.
Anyway, without further ado, the boys from Busan, the two brothers. Let's welcome the Shin brothers, Ricky and Tony. Let's go.
Round of applause. Yeah, let's go. Oh, they bowed. They're the first ones to bow, actually. So respectful. I appreciate that. giving them their drinks so they can warm up and moisten their voices, vocal cords. Okay, this is my one, right? Yeah. I got my tea.
Well, as per tradition, boys, we go straight into it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shall we break the
Yes, sir.
Ice. Ice.
Yes, yes.
So this icebreaker is basically, I'm gonna ask a few questions, and between you boys, you have to point to whoever is this specific description. Okay.
Yep.
Question 1: Who is noisier?
They
Oh,
pointed
definitely,
Ricky.
definitely me.
Ricky.
Ricky, he's so loud at home.
Really?
Is that loud? So
He's like, hey, bro.
oh,
How are you loud at home?
I think my family is very quiet in general.
Oh,
And then-
okay.
I'm quiet myself, but I try to be the loudest at home. Try to make the mood.
Oh,
You're the mood maker. By the
I
sounds of
try
it.
to be.
interesting. That's very nice of you, actually.
Very
Okay,
thoughtful.
fine. Question 2: Who is more sensitive?
Ooh. 3, 2,
2,
1.
1. Oh,
I am.
Tony,
Tony.
Yeah, I am.
explain why.
I can't sleep when there's noise, and Ricky kind of snores. So, because we share the room, so I now sleep in the living room now.
On the couch or?
Yeah, just I don't know. I moved my whole bed outside so I can sleep outside without noise.
That sounds like someone we know in this episode.
That's literally my brother and I. Yeah. But I don't like. So you snore,
Yeah,
and then you just can't sleep with noise on.
yeah, and I sleep late as well, and he sleeps early,
Uh-huh.
so I just go outside and sleep.
Okay. All right.
Fair enough.
Question 3: Who's a better dancer?
Oof.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, maybe him.
Oh.
we don't
Really? I did not
Ricky.
expect that at all.
Yeah, I gotta see you bust a move now.
It's because both of us really don't like dancing.
Okay.
Like we don't usually dance. I mean, he's loud, so I guess I was assuming he's good at dancing.
Yeah.
but
Okay.
He seems like the more confident one in terms of Ben
I
said
think so.
being,
Mm,
you know,
I feel
center
like
of attention.
I like more upbeat songs than Tony. So maybe
That makes
that's
sense.
why.
And
Yeah, that
Tony's
makes
more into like the moody ballads.
Yeah, R&B.
R&B.
yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then. All right. Question 4: Who is lazier?
Oh.
3,
Oh,
2, 1.
this guy.
They pointed at each other. Damn, of course.
It's just saying. I go to gym 5 times a week. Just saying.
The shade.
The reason why I say he's lazy is he always wakes up, usually at 11 or 12.
It's all coming out.
So before he wakes up, all the houseworks, and he doesn't drive, so all the shopping I do, all the pickups I do, I don't see Tony doing none of that. So
What's your response, Tony?
past weeks, I've been waking up earlier than him.
Oh.
I have an alarm on every 8:30 every day. That's it.
Alrighty. We'll let the audience be the judge of that.
Yes, sir.
Question 5: Who is better at keeping a secret?
Oh. 3, 2, 1.
I think myself. Tony.
Is it like why did you do like a lot of naughty things and you told Tony like not to tell the parents or?
Oh, it's not that. I don't think both of us really like talking about other people's stuff. But I just know that Tony just doesn't talk, even if it's himself. Like, yeah. I think more than I keep the secret, I just don't talk. That's why the secret just stays there.
Yeah. You might as well tell a brick wall. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You might as well tell a secret.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a
Well, that's a good trait
Yeah.
because we know you're trustworthy.
Yes, sir.
blessing in disguise.
Yes, sir.
All right. Question 6: Who likes sharing their clothes / shoes / food? 3, 2, 1.
They pointed
Yeah,
at
me?
each other. Oh,
Me? I think
Tony.
it's
I think this question is more like who's more generous with with sharing like clothing.
Oh, then I think it's him. I think it's me.
Oh, really?
Then, yeah.
Do you guys share clothes, by the way?
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We do.
What about shoes?
Shoes we can't.
We can't.
What about undies?
Undies we
no
can't.
way.
There's no way.
No way.
Wait, James, have you ever shared shoes or undies or like taken?
Of
shoes or
course
undies?
not, man. Of course not.
No, but I think they can though. They're
Yeah,
quite
they're similar
similar
size.
physiques,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
us two like there's no way.
Yeah, we've never
So are you
been
guys-
the same size. In
Are
our
you guys saying you guys are open to it?
Like if you're a similar size, I wouldn't mind, but
Really?
Actually, one time
Whoa.
I got so angry. My brother, right? My family went overseas, so it's just me and my brother. And so I do my washing and I had everything ready. Obviously, he didn't. And so I prepared exactly what I needed. And then, like, as weeks went in, I was like, what? Why is my underwear not enough? I swear I washed enough. And then I went to my brother's room, like, have you been using my underwear? He's like, yes. And I'm like, ah. So if people get desperate, people will use it.
I
So.
can just imagine imagining saying yes with a grin.
Yeah. No, legit. How did you know that? Yeah, he was actually smiling, like kind of like. Anyway,
Yes, yeah. And just like to cut in, like I just realized we all have brothers,
Oh,
one brother each.
oh yes.
We all that's what we have all have in common. All right, fine. Next question. Question 7. Who sings in the shower? 3, 2, 1.
1.
You sing in the shower, but do you sing
Yeah.
in the shower as well?
yeah.
I
Sometimes.
do, but I
Sometimes.
think I'm more like listener than singer.
So, what do you sing in the shower?
Yeah.
What's your
oh,
go-to?
It depends. Like, in terms of music, I feel like I get stuck to one song and listen it for like a month.
Oh, I do that too.
On
I get it.
repeat,
I get
constant
it.
repeat.
I
There
get that
there was a
vibe.
stage. You guys know a song called "소주 한 잔" by
Jay Park?
No,
no Im Chang-jeon?
In Chang,
Yeah.
there's like a Korean singer.
It's a ballad, and then this guy was like going off for like 2 months.
2 months. That one, yeah, that one
Wow,
went for a long
2
time.
months.
Yeah,
Who hurt you, King?
it's like nobody needs to hurt me. Like that song was just too good.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then you're more of a listener, Tony.
Yeah,
You just turn on like on your phone and then
yeah, R&B pop.
and then just chill,
Yeah,
think about life. All right, question 8. Who is more pessimistic? 3, 2, 1. Or who is more optimistic in that case?
I think I'm more
Optimistic.
optimistic.
No, I think I'm more optimistic. Oh, I mean,
You both are
Then you
optimistic
both are
people?
optimistic.
I think so. I think it's also because we don't really care much.
yeah,
We just chill.
Okay.
we like the relaxed life.
You guys are pretty chill, to be honest. Yeah.
I can see that.
All right. Question 9. This one's a juicy one.
Ooh.
What's the most rebellious thing you have done?
It's gonna get spicy now. What is it?
Oh,
Let's go like one by one. What's the most rebellious thing that you have done? What comes to mind?
I'll go first.
yeah.
Right, Ricky.
Oh, I think I was in year 10, year 11, my most rebellious phase of my life. So we have this shopping center at Blacktown near our high school. We used to just chill like after school, and then I don't know, one of us just found like a lift to the workers only place, like workers only lift. We just saw it open one day, and we just decided to go on it. And then the door opened, like elevator went down, the door opened, and then we're like, where is this place? And then
What happened?
So what happened?
we're just screaming, running, and then like doing some dumb stuff, like
Yeah.
drawing on like the walls and stuff.
Oh.
And then we saw like somebody coming, and then we just ran.
Yeah, so you went in the staff only restricted area or something like that, or probably back of house
Yeah, I think
Kind
it was
of.
like a back of house, like
because you were on the
Cargo
goods
area.
lift. Yeah,
Yeah.
the goods lift,
Okay.
loading dock
Yeah.
goods lift. Dang,
you know.
that's pretty rebellious, guys. Wait, you were together?
No.
Oh, that was
It's my grade, yeah.
Oh, you're great. Sorry.
Yeah.
sorry. What about
Can you
Tony?
top that?
Oh. No, that's just being dumb. But I feel like rebellious. I think I will do rebellious stuff because I want to get a tattoo, but I think my mom's quite against it.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
Also, just
GG.
yeah. Hopefully she's not watching this one.
So
But
this question you're gonna have to answer in the future. Would the tattoo be the most rebellious thing you've done?
yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
it would be because your mom's not
So-
gonna like it.
yeah. I think so.
All right then. Typical Asian family. Question 10. Who usually wins in an argument?
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Tony.
So why is that? Why do you let your younger brother win, older brother?
Oh, I just can't be bothered fighting back.
Oh, really? Is it
Like you-
because Tony's like very stubborn
Oh,
in the
I
sense
think,
that like he has to win the arguments?
oh,
Kind of.
kind of. And then
I think so because what do we fight really over with? I think we only fight over with like food.
food.
Oh,
Yeah, so if you ate like a last piece and it's meant to be me,
yeah.
then I'll just win the argument because it was mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we fight over anything else but
Mm.
like food.
Just food.
I think so.
What about like like cleaning and stuff?
Oh,
Don't you get like salty when you like Don't you get annoyed when you're like cleaning and like Tony's just on his phone, or
That's no problem because when we do clean, we just clean our own stuff.
oh really?
yeah. We just if it's yours, then you
Nice.
clean it.
Nice,
If
nice.
it's mine, I clean it.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. At least you guys all have your independent
Yeah.
Even
responsibilities.
division.
All right, question 11. What's your funniest childhood memory? funniest childhood memory. Maybe like of an interaction between each other.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's funny, but it was funny, so I'll just share one.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was just before we came to Australia. Tony was in year 5, I was in year 6, and then Tony one day so our apartment was like on like a mountain, so we had to climb a little bit, and then Tony was walking up and his glasses was broken. So I was like, why is your glasses broken? And then at first he was like, oh, I just dropped it. Right? And I saw his face and it looked like somebody punched him in the face, right? And I was like, Tony, bro, did you fall or something? And he was like, oh. Like we had like a trampoline place next to our primary school.
Yeah.
And then apparently he tried to do like a flip. And then somebody was there when on his landing spot, so he tried to dodge it. And then he landed and then he sticked his knee on his face.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So like his glasses broke. Apparently he just bled all over the face.
No. But he was trying to like hide it.
He was trying to hide it, but it was not hideable.
I thought I could hide it, but
Yeah, and
I
then
went home, looked at the mirror, like half of my face is purple,
Oh.
and yeah, my mom was yelling at me. She's like, well, "What happened? What did you do?"
mom saw that, went straight to hospital. He had a broken nose.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sheesh. That must have been a heavy
Yeah,
That's
impact, or a hard impact.
Oh, what about you, Tony? Like any memories of Ricky or an interaction with Ricky?
Oh, I don't think we really have like a fun memory.
What do you mean?
Like,
At least
I can't think of one right now.
is your childhood like a blur? You reckon?
I think it was just quite boring, just chill. Yeah.
Well, fine. Just before we finish off the icebreaker, like my final question would be like, what do you guys like usually do on a Friday evening? Like, what would you be doing now if you weren't doing this podcast?
Just at home. Oh, either I'm going out or at home playing games or like doing piano.
Oh, you play the piano?
Yeah, I learned it through YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Dude, I'm so dumb. I literally saw you play. I saw you play like last week. Well, what about you, Ricky?
For me, Friday, because I serve in Grayson on Sunday. Usually, if I'm gonna stay out late, I usually make plans like on late Friday night.
Okay.
Or if I don't have plans, then I would just play games with my friends or like read or write.
I see.
Yeah.
So you guys are both like introverted in nature, kind of.
Oh yeah, so introverted.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that concludes our icebreaker. Hopefully, our audience got to know a little bit more of the Shin Brothers.
Yeah, they've broken the ice. Nice clap.
Yeah, we want to move on to say, what is like a Bible passage or like a Bible verse that has been, like God has been speaking through to you recently or over the past couple weeks?
Colossians chapter 3, I think it was verse 23.
Uh-huh.
It's like whatever you do, work hardly for or something. It's something like
Yeah.
if you're doing it for God,
Yeah.
not for the man.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I guess yeah, so whatever I do it for God, and yeah, I think it's just puts more meaning to what I do each day now.
Mm.
I think I'm doing less lazy stuff.
Right. It motivates you
Yeah.
because you know your reasoning behind doing things isn't just for yourself, but for a higher
Yeah,
On
cause.
purpose, yeah.
Mm.
it's kind of funny how I found it because remember how I said I wanted a tattoo?
Yeah.
So I was looking for inspirational
This guy.
inspirational Bible verse, and then I saw it. I was like, oh, like that really kind of hits deep. And then that's why I started putting my alarm on 8:30 each morning.
Oh,
And,
okay.
Yeah, I stopped really playing games as well.
Nice.
And doing something more productive because
Hey, that's huge.
yeah,
That's good.
Good
try
man.
my best.
Good job. Good
Good
job.
man,
Fist
good
pump
man.
here.
That deserves a fist bump.
Awkward.
Yes.
I like that actually. I like that. Everything you do at work or how you carry yourself around your like friends, it's all for the purpose of glorifying God.
Mm.
And there's I like that.
Mm.
How about you, Ricky?
I really love the verse in First Thessalonians 5, verse 16 to 19. It says, "Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you."
Mm-hmm.
I really like this part because it says rejoice always, like find joy in all things. Like I think that's one of my main mottos of my life. Like try to be happy, try to enjoy everything in every circumstances, no matter how hard your life hits you.
Yeah.
Cause yeah,
Is that like so? You said that's like a kind of a motto for your life.
yeah.
How has this verse kind of helped you get through like, say like difficult times that you have experienced?
Cause before I knew, I read this verse, and before I came to church, whenever I was in like a circumstances when I struggled a bit, I always just blamed it on myself, and then after reading this and continue to coming to church, like I decided to, rather than going like hard on myself, like just accept that it was unavoidable, and then just
Point you towards God.
like seek help from God. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, just praying in all circumstances.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you, James? Was there something you were reflecting on?
For me, I think last Sunday's sermon actually, I think it was about like loving one another, from 1 John chapter 2, I think. And yeah, like we've been praying for the VFC as well. And I've really thought about it. Like my turn was like last Thursday. That was my turn to pray for the church, and for the VFC and for our congregation. And I started to think about it. There are like a lot of people in our church who have helped me as well in the past, even with like when I was going on missions, when I was like 18 or 19. Like there were quite a bit of people who really did like support me with like finances as well, and just the whole concept of sacrificing just a sacrifice of like giving what they have, even when they don't have much as well. It kind of hit me like this week as well. Like, what did I really how do I really love our congregation? And how am I really reflecting what I've received from others as well,
Right.
and ultimately from God? And yeah, like that actually wanted me to, because I honestly didn't want to cook for you boys today. I was so tired, but I was gonna order like chicken or something. But yeah, that idea of let's serve the boys, let's serve one another, love one another. That's what made the dinner happen tonight.
Well, praise the Lord. You did
Yeah.
a good job, right?
Yeah,
it
it's
was
so
actually
good.
quite a nice dinner.
Really good.
Yeah, it was really good. You
Right.
worked hard.
How about you, IJ?
Yes. So I've continued, I guess, from what I mentioned earlier. Was I finished my old the previous book that I was reading, and now I'm reading a new one, and something from it really struck me, and I wanted to share it because I just sound like, in a season of where life's ups and downs, and that things always change, but this was very reassuring to hear. And the book mentioned the Bible verse, Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 3, which says, "The Lord appears to us in the past, saying, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness." And the book kind of talks about the phrase in that verse where it says, "I have loved you with an everlasting love." And I found this excerpt really helpful to kind of like be encouraged by. It says, "Whether on a given day you believe it or it feels like it, you are eternally loved by God. When you are plagued by doubt, you are eternally loved by God. When his promises seem absent and he seems distant, you are eternally loved by God. When his words seem dry and you find it hard to apply it to your life, you are eternally loved by God. When you feel alone and misunderstood, you are eternally loved by God. On your best day and during your worst, darkest moments, you are eternally loved by God. When pride crushes gratitude, you are eternally loved by God. When you follow him with a heart filled with courage and faith, you are eternally loved by God. Your love is never your foundation. His eternal love is. Live in this hope." Yeah, I just found that really reassuring, just because of the phrase of that constant repetition that we are eternally loved by God.
Yeah.
Meaning that, like, even in this world where everything changes, and I think we were talking about it over dinner, weren't we, Ricky? How you said, I really liked your analogy where you saw life like a bus where people will come and go, and there are different seasons, and that's just life in general and relationships.
Wow.
Yeah.
People will be on that bus with you, and you'll have a season together, but eventually sometimes they will leave that bus because they're going somewhere else, and that's just the nature of life. And in the midst of, sometimes we feel grief when it comes to saying goodbye to relationships or having to let go of things, but this is something so encouraging because God is always there. God is unchanging and is everlasting.
Amen.
So that's what I want to share.
Nice. I like how you're reading books as well, man. It's good. You get to share the books that you've read.
Yeah, hopefully encourage everyone else about God.
So what's the next part of this segment?
So how do we know you guys?
Oh yeah.
That's the question we always ask. How do we know you guys? Through what?
Actually, I actually saw James when I was in E9, E8.
Oh, what?
It was at X Ministry when before the church renovation. You're with like a couple of your mates sitting on the hallway. There's a chair there, and I remember us two were just walking by, and then seeing you. Well, we didn't talk to you back then, but like I just remember seeing you like just yesterday. I was thinking about it. When did I see James my first time? That was like my first time. You had the same haircut, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it was even shorter than
Wait,
now.
you were in year 8 or 9?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because when we first came to our church, we were at year 9.
Yeah, I think so.
And then we saw you when we first came to church. And then we only stayed in X Ministry at that time for like 6 months. 7?
I think so.
Yeah. We didn't stay for long.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
we were somewhere else for 2 years and then came back at E12-ish.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Who do you think I was? Some
What
some
was your
random-
first impression?
Some random bloke sitting at church.
Scary brother.
I don't know if I should use this term, but
Well, do it.
thought it was Ashay, but
That's the word.
but when I saw him again, it was like,
So, if you're in year 8 or 9, how many years ago was that?
Oh, 6 years.
six, 5 years? 6 years, mate. Yeah, 6 years.
Almost 6 years now.
I don't think I've truly encountered Christ. I wasn't living the Christian life, to be honest.
So that's why you got that Eshe vibe from him.
Yeah, and he had a really like like tough haircut as well. And he was with two mates. I think those two guys had like really tough haircut as well.
Yeah.
So when I was walking by, I try not to look at that way. I was like, just trying to look like
Look at the floor.
You were scared who's gonna like mug you or something.
something like that. Yeah, just didn't want to like get on his side.
Okay. Well, I'll give you my first impression of you boys. So with Ricky, because I knew Ricky before you, Tony. Ricky was this like huge bloke. I would describe him as big friendly giant though.
Oh.
I don't really have a profound first memory of Ricky, but I do know that he was just a big bloke who would hang around like the hallways here and there. How did we get close to each other though? Because that's how I got close to Tony, to be honest, through you.
Yeah. I guess through like first year's event, and then like how you guys, because when I was in first years,
Yeah.
and then you were with Pastor Martin and
Yeah,
Lily
yeah.
leading those events, and then I guess that's how we started making conversations.
Yeah, and then like I don't know how it
yeah.
happened, like, but like Ricky, like I started to like really talk. Oh wait, I now remember. We were making a video for Alex as well.
Oh yes.
I think those are one of the first interactions we had, and I asked Tony if he could ask his grade to send a message to
Alex.
brother Alex
Oh, okay.
because he's on missions. So I asked Ricky if he could organize for his grade, and he took in charge of that, took responsibility, and did that. So I think that's one of the first interactions I've had, and then from there I got to know Tony.
Yeah.
I realized like you were his younger brother. I'm like, what? Because you guys don't look alike at all.
No.
And then, yeah, for Tony, like, yeah, Tony was just some bloke. Nah, like he was a good-looking fella, walking into church with his mates, and then you're in David Chun's small group in high school in Acts Ministry.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then because I know David, like I got to know you guys a bit more. And then from there, we joined the same OzTag team, meeting each other every Sunday, talking. I guess that's just a general interaction we've had.
Yeah.
Ricky, did you say what was your memory of?
Oh, James?
James.
Same as Tony.
Same as
I was-
Tony.
I was- When we first came to church, we just stick to each other. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Right.
What brothers do, yeah.
yeah.
So Shin brothers, what is your first impression of Mr. IJ?
Oh, I can't remember how I first met IJ.
I remember how we first met. I'll go first then.
ma-
Hopefully
maybe,
you'll re-jog me.
Yeah.
So I know when I first came to church. Oh, actually, no, not when I first came. I think a couple of weeks in, I think I noticed you because it's hard not to notice you because it's so tall. And so I'm just like, oh, another tall guy. I always categorize people in different height levels, and you were in the same category as Adrian Feng. So
Wow.
I'm like, oh, him, Adrian Feng, and other tall dudes. I'm just like, you're one of those tall ones. In my mind. But you seemed really quiet and reserved.
Yes.
And I noticed that when a circle of people that I kind of was talking to mingled with your circle of people that started talking, we didn't really like take notice of each other. We were very like standoffish. And I guess the first time we met was Daniel invited me to OzTag training, which was just a jog.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then that's when we actually met, and like
Parramatta,
I was
right?
in Parramatta.
Yeah,
So we went
right.
jogging for the first time, and then after the jog, before the jog, yeah, we said hello, and then after the jog, we said hello and talked a bit more.
Yeah,
But
right.
for the
Yeah.
most part, yeah, I just remember, he can talk. Like he's nice. He can talk. He has a voice. No, and then you were just from
works.
then on,
The
you were
human
very
works.
warm and friendly. Because before you were very like just stone cold, like
Yeah,
just no
yeah.
expression kind of thing.
Oh, now I remember. Yeah, it's because I'm a power I, so I'm like really introverted.
Yeah,
I can't really talk to people I don't really know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's
And
a power eye?
Like so like MBTI, like there's
Super
extrovert and introvert,
Oh.
and I'm like a power I.
Okay.
Yeah,
Super
super
introvert,
introvert. Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, my impression was, you were very nice in that once we were introduced to each other, it was just like easier to. And then from
Yeah.
then on, we kind of like, oh, hello, hello, kind
Yeah.
of basis.
Oh, now if I think of it, I thought yeah, first time I met him was at Parramatta Park. We were doing a how long was the lap? It was like
It was only a 3 kilometer jog.
yeah, 3K. We did a jog, and him and Daniel, they were like not tired at all, and I was like puffed out. I couldn't even breathe, and they were like just talking about gym. Like you guys were going gym after, right?
Yeah, we went gym
I
after.
was like, oh, these guys are monsters, and also he's like quite muscular as well. So I thought Daniel was PT like for a second.
Bruh, I might as well be. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's actually true.
I think that was my first impression was yeah, really fit guy, like big, and that's it. I think really fit and big.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I will take that.
How about you, Ricky?
I think I first saw IJ at church.
Mm.
I just remember him sitting with like he was after the service he was talking with like Keith and everyone, and then I was just walking by, I go like, who's that swaggy fellow dude?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he looks pretty big too, and I was just walking past. Yeah, that's my first impression. And then I just got to talk to IJ more. Like, I think one day we just made an eye contact, and I was like, this is unavoidable. I just shook his hand and go like, yeah.
I remember you were wearing the purple jumper because you were just finished serving at a camp.
Yeah, that day.
Yeah, so I remember, us saying hello, and we were talking for a bit, and I was just like, oh, he seems like a cool dude. And then when I first saw you two together, and then like I looked at you guys, and I was like, I think I asked you, I was like, wait, are you guys brothers? And then you're like, yeah, we're brothers. I'm like, what? So I had that same like, because like I just saw them, they were very close. And I was just like, are they really good friends? or are they brothers? Or they must be type. But then like, I did the first thought, I was like, I don't think they're brothers. But it was kind of like, it made sense. Then I was just like, that's why they're like kind of like besties kind of thing vibe.
If you guys are watching this or listening to this, one thing you guys should know about the Shin brothers is they have a very interesting brotherhood dynamic. And I say this everywhere I go because I find it just so fascinating how these two brothers are so close. In comparison to how close their ages, they shouldn't be in reality.
Because you and Daniel, because you guys are pretty much the same age gap.
Practically, like one year right?
apart.
Are you guys
Yeah,
one?
one
Okay.
year.
1 year.
But the way like you guys like put your hands around each other's shoulders, like I could never do that, man.
Oh, really?
Nah, bro, I've seen you do it. I've seen you do it.
What?
Yeah, you guys, the first time I went to the sauna, you guys were in front of me. I was like, oh, that's them. But I let you guys sing, and it was raining. And then you had your arm around Daniel and hugging him.
Oh, but that's
Because it
because
was
I
raining?
have to stay close, otherwise I'll get wet.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh, wow,
to survive.
They're so chummy.
That's true.
And then and throughout the podcast, you're like, ew, no, don't touch me. I'm like, but you guys were like hugging. But anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing you guys should know. Like,
But respect.
yeah, respect.
That's cool.
Actually,
That's cool.
It's a blessing, to be honest. It's a blessing. Yeah. Why you guys like that?
I actually don't know because you saw it before dinner. We don't
Yeah.
really talk at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know why we're close.
I don't know. Yeah,
I guess that's how you guys express, your love for one
Affection,
another.
I guess.
Is being
Yeah.
affectionate
I
in that way.
Maybe because we always shared a room. Maybe.
always took a shower together.
We always used to take a shower together.
Oh wait, when you guys were young, did you take showers with your brothers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Did
did.
you?
Yeah.
James?
Yeah.
I did too. I don't know why they're so lazy, man.
Put him in the bathtub.
Yeah, they're just like go shower. Okay, so it's a universal thing. I don't feel weird anymore. I was like, do I tell people this or is this weird? But okay,
That's norms.
it's norms. Okay, good. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because me and my brother as well. Actually, we were never physical, or like one time we accidentally high-fived in front of mutual friends, and we're like, oh, that was weird. We don't do that. But then actually recently, because he's moved out, we actually hug now because I think now he feels the distance between us. Even though we're together, we don't. When we live together, we hardly interacted. But because we've moved out and there's space, we kind of like gravitate and talk now because it's just like, oh, I don't have that luxury anymore of seeing you. So maybe it'll be even more so once you guys go separate ways.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
Like I asked like my work manager as well. Like, do you think we could ever get close? I told her like my relationship with my brother, like, cause she asks me, and I tell her like we just have a mutual respect, and she's like, James, over time, like you'll probably grow closer to your brother as you guys drift apart, because you kind of realize how important you guys were to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this sounds so cringe now that I'm saying it.
No, embrace it. That's true.
Yeah, because like once you guys move out of home, start to have a family, like have a wife, have kids, then you guys would start to understand. Oh wow, I really miss living together with my brother, even if it was just like short moments here and there. So yeah, like, well, I guess like you've grown out of it now.
And I've actually experienced it.
Yeah.
And we were very like, we're very opposite as well. But then but now we talk. We talk, and like, I feel like sometimes I'm the only person he talks to about deep things now.
Okay.
Because like he just feels like that familiarity.
Yeah.
And I think you guys, I think all of us have that bond of familiarity with our brothers, whether we express it or not.
Yeah.
But once situations change and we are kind of apart, we're drawn to that because it's a place where we feel that nostalgia of safety and family. And so, yeah, brother dynamics.
Like talking about deep things as well, like, do you guys talk about deep things to each other? I know we talked about a little bit about this over dinner, but do you guys share like nitty gritty?
Not at all. We don't talk about spiritual stuff. We don't talk about relationship. Only thing we talk about is food.
I knew they were gonna say.
Food
I
and
thought you were gonna say sport, but like, yeah.
Oh,
sports.
Sport as well?
Sports.
Oh, okay.
sometimes.
And if like our schoolmates get married, that's like what we talk about.
Yeah.
Wait, so what do you guys talk about food? Like,
Like, what do you want to eat?
And what did you eat?
Yeah. What you eat?
What
You gotta
about you?
eat.
can you guys like read your like most recent messages over the past?
Oh, that's a good
over
one.
the past week.
Yeah. What's your last message? That's a good one.
I can read mine.
Wait, I don't.
Oh, let's all read our chats to our brothers right now.
Wait, hold on. James, you want to read our text first?
No, don't. Wait, just PG it.
Hey, James. I don't know if it's like.
Just PG it. Just
Or go to the next one that's more wholesome.
just anything that's more. So at a point when like my parents left for Korea, literally all my text with Daniel was, "Hey, are you having dinner at home?" It's like, "Oi, are you having dinner at home?" And then either Daniel would reply, "Yeah," or "Nah," and then that would just be on repeat for like 7 days. But nowadays, like, yeah, like the last message I had with him yesterday was 7th of October. Wait. Wait. That wasn't. Oh, yeah. Friday, 12:36 yesterday. Do you want to go spa tonight? Yeah. All right. What time? I'll come home at around 4 or 5ish. And he's like, the next day, did you feed Bobby? And I was like, nah. And then at 4:53, I was like, are you at home? Bobby needs some meat. And are you eating with Tony, Ricky, IJ, and myself tonight? And he's like, nah, I'm not home.
Logical. Okay, what's your one?
I'll just censor it.
I can't find an appropriate
And
one.
so Tony, I think it's on Sunday afternoon after church.
Yeah.
So Tony's finished hanging around with his friends, so he messaged me, "Where are ya?" And I was like, "Lady beep." And then Tony was like, "How long you staying?" And then I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna go to Owen Macca's. Just message me when you leave. Beep. So I was like, I just came to Yellow Day.
Oh, yeah.
So I must stay for a bit. And Tony's like, I'll be staying a bit too. And I was like, okay, beep.
If I read you the most recent one, like censored.
Oh, mate.
Hold on.
It's not readable.
Beep. This beep. Confused for beep. Beep. Let's leave at 6. Can't call me right now if you can. Beep. I didn't even reply to that message. I just read it and I just left it.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are so comfortable with each other. Sheesh. You just call each other beep.
beam.
Yeah.
How about you, IJ?
Yeah, well, the last thing, the last set of, or last message was like logistic in that, are you gonna be home tonight? My brother was asking me because he was bringing my nephew, his baby, over, and then I was just like, yeah, I'll be home soon. He's like, okay, I'll wait up. All good, just at your place. What time are you coming home? I said, going home, just finished up dinner and parent, walking home now. It's like, okay, I'll wait. And then I got to see the baby. But before that, we sent each other memes. And I think the last meme I sent him was this picture of, well, it says other people's kids, which was basically a picture of kids hugging and being nice to each other. And then my kids, and then it's a showing thing. And I said, oh, this is like, we have a set of friends where I swear, like, so me and my brother had friends where I was in the same grade as the younger brother, and he was in the same grade as the older sister, and we are all kind of friends and hung out. And then like they were just so nice to each other. Like they never fought. They were just, because she was an older sister, very responsible, very nice. And then like if you compare their relation to ours was just so feral, man. My brother would like literally use me as a wrestling, because the pictures of like the my kids or us, what represents us is like wrestling. And my brother once bruised my lung because he choke slammed me. He like lifted me by the neck and then slammed me down, and then because my legs didn't unfurl, they folded me in half, and I was just like, and I couldn't breathe. Anyway, so it was that kind of traumatic child. That's how we played on his terms. But yeah, no, it was just like, yeah, he would watch wrestling and be like, IJ, come here, let me try something. And then,
Did you guys also like do WWE in the bed?
Oh, we did. No, not with each other, but our
stuffed toys,
what do you call
pillows?
Like not a village, but 동네 친구s.
Oh yeah.
It's like
neighborhood boys.
Neighborhood boys. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we used to like just visit their house, and we did WWE. But it wasn't up to the level where like you bruise your lungs and stuff.
Our parents really didn't want us to be violent because we're always one head bigger than the other kids in our grade.
Yeah, you guys are
So,
pretty
like,
big,
They didn't want us to grow up troublemakers. Or like they hated us doing like watching like boxing or UFC or WWE. They always restricted us from watching.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Because you had so much power.
but then you still learn dumb stuff from your friends.
Wait, what about you, James? Did you used to wrestle?
We used to. I actually we went to a conference once, and my brother, I don't know how, but he cracked a vase on my head, and I started bleeding.
Whoa! Wait, why wasn't this mentioned on his episode when he?
I don't think he remembers, but like, yeah, I was bleeding.
I have so much to talk to him about now.
Yeah, but I guess that's what you expect when you have a brother.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good.
it's traumatic. That's why. No, it's bonding.
Other than that, like, do you guys have like any interests or anything like you've been talking about with your friends lately that you like we should talk about? I know that during dinner we did talk about like relationships, as always.
Especially my grade, because some of us are finishing uni soon, and some of us are already working full time. Like, I think we talk about our future,
Yeah.
like how we will adjust to the new life we're about to enter, and how we should prepare for it and such. I think that's one of the main topics we migrate talk about when we decide to hang out together. Yeah.
How about you, Tony? Like, what do you usually talk about with your close church friends or?
It's life, and I think majority, most of the time we talk about relationship. And
I guess it's unavoidable because like it is part of like the future plan of where you want to head. So it's inevitable that you talk about it because it is a big part of the future.
Yeah, relationship, like ideal types, like it's hobbies and stuff.
You mentioned ideal types. What are your ideal types? I'm guessing a lot of ladies would want to.
No. Don't do this idea. Ideal types.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my mates will know, but yeah, sporty, tall. That's it, I think. Short hair.
Very specific set. Okay. And also, what's a good thing that they could have?
What's a good thing? As in,
Spiritually?
Christian.
Like, yeah, of course, yeah. Of course.
Okay, sorry, yeah, that's a given. That's the bare minimum, right?
Okay. I already knew Tony's ideal type because he told me like last Sunday or last week.
What
Yeah.
about Ricky? Ricky, what did you say?
Whenever my grade friends ask me this question, I always tell them I don't have much. But then I always end up telling them like so many stuff.
I don't have much, and then like
I don't
20,
have
20
much, and
points
then, like,
later.
they were like, Ricky, you're so specific. And I'm like, oh. But one thing I care about is like just me being able to communicate with her very well. Like,
Communication, that's important.
because I'm very quiet, and if she's very quiet, but then at the same time, if we are able to communicate and then like can also vibe with that silence between, that's
Yeah, man.
so good. Like,
James
That's
is
the
like
goal,
really,
you know what I mean?
it's resonating well with James right now.
So I just on that before we move on, like, do you guys reckon introverts are attracted to introverts? Because you know the saying, opposites attract. But in reality, you would want someone who can who has the same energy as you. Because like if you're if you guys are both on the very opposite sides of the spectrum, you're gonna have a hard time getting along. Like, you know what I'm saying? You think like in general, introverts are attracted to? Are you? Because Ricky, by what I've heard of your preferred description of the lady, is she introverted?
yeah,
So who is she?
Almost got you. He almost got you.
Almost caught me
He was about to
lacking.
Say it.
Oh no, I don't have one right now. But yeah, I think extroverted people are good to be friends with because they give you energy you don't have. But then at the same time, I prefer introverted partner if I were to date them because we'd be able to like just vibe with each other.
Match each other's energy. Yeah.
Whereas if you date an extroverted girlfriend, like, wouldn't you be drained by her energy if you spend longer time together? That's me personally.
Yeah. That's valid.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's the same as me.
Okay.
We're talking about it like during dinner. There was this like really extroverted person in my work,
Yeah.
and she was talking about her pet rabbit.
Oh, bro, what happens if she's watching this, bro?
I don't care. You're bothering me for an hour, and then I did not care at all. And then I was just like so drained. I'm like, oh, when's this gonna stop? Because I usually like even on like Saturday, like Friday,
Yeah.
I'll go city like myself and just sit there alone.
Oh,
then
yourself?
just take time and then just chill. But
And that you feel energized by doing that.
yeah, I feel energized by doing that.
Okay, that's
yeah, but
your
if someone like
rest.
consistently like talks to me and like keeps going on what's going on with their life, I get really drained. Get a bit
I
tired.
can see that.
Yeah.
So you also kind of want that, I guess that partner where, like Ricky said, you can kind of communicate in the silence. Like you guys can just, like, you guys are comfortable in silence.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
You guys are, yeah. That makes sense. I'm like that too, to be honest. How about you, IJ?
I don't mind. I'm open. I think it's weird because when I was a child, I was very introverted, very shy. I like just being by myself. And then as I grew up, and also started to serve more at church, I became more extroverted. And I think now I'm more extroverted than I am introverted. So I kind of changed. But I understand both sentiments of like thing, but it really depends on my mood. But I don't really mind because I just feel like there's always pros and cons to everything. So even if I meet someone with the same vibe and, you know, they're introverted or something like that, like it's good in that, yes, they can understand. But at the same time, it's bad because you both can't grow because you're just stuck in the introverted realm. While if you were with someone that was opposite, you would push both of you to grow, to be able to like think. Because I had in my group of friends, there's one where there's this couple, they're both introverted, and we never see them. They just disappeared, and they just don't make time for anyone. And so that's the one thing that I thought that it's a bit of a turn off, is that if you're gonna cut yourself off from fellowship and people and relationship just because you want to feel comfortable, I feel like then that's not really self-sacrificial love kind of quality, but rather, I'm serving myself.
I guess that like just on that, I guess that is one of the dangers of having, I guess, when you get too comfortable with a partner, you kind of segregate yourself or distance yourself from other people because you guys are so comfortable. And that way, like, you guys don't really grow because you guys are just so set on being comfortable. I guess like, yeah, as much as you want someone who is compatible, you also want someone to like push you to like grow. And I did see a sermon once, and the pastor was saying how you'd be surprised God is gonna like match you up with someone who's completely like not what you expect, and like, but all in all, she's there to grow you, and you're there to grow her, like help each other. And I guess for the boys, like, because like for the boys watching this, what are some characteristics that we should be looking for in a girl?
I think, Ricky, you said something pretty good, like a good solid characteristic about how when you get to know a girl, there's one thing that you watch them.
I mean, it only works for a certain amount of people, but if they have a sibling, I just watch how they treat their sibling. And because if they're just communicating well with their siblings, or like they're always fighting with their sibling, like I feel like with your siblings, your true self shows more. And
Definitely,
I feel like,
definitely.
yeah, definitely. And then I feel like I can actually find out how that person's personality or like how they communicate with their siblings, allow me to learn more about them, and then to see if she will be able to vibe with me and stuff like that. That's one of the things I do.
Yeah.
No, that's clever. Yeah, family orientated.
Yeah.
Also, like, James, you also mentioned something about when you watch, if you told girls advice on when you look at a male.
I guess so. Like, in terms of like, because you know how like your parents tell you like these hidden fables of discovering like hidden like truths of finding the opposite sex of the partner. I think my mom told me this, how like, I guess it applies to both sexes. How when you see how the opposite sex treats their father or mother, you can really like kind of judge, which isn't a good way. Like, you can really judge on how she or he is going to treat you in the relationship as well. Like, we were talking about this in Yellow Cafe. What is it?
Yellow Day.
Yellow Day, the cafe. And like the guys were like, that's actually quite true. But at the same time, like, I think we talked about how you don't also want to be like daddy's daughter or
A mama's
my
boy.
mama's boy.
Yeah.
Because that in itself is different. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
yeah,
get you.
yeah.
It's just the manner of which, how they interact. If it's respectful,
Yeah.
is it loving? But at the same time, you don't want it to be too clean and
Yeah.
overbearing or too
Yeah.
like obsessive even.
Respectful. I think that is the number one word. Like, be respectful to their parents,
Yes.
especially the relationship between a daughter and the father, and a son to a mother. I think that is also
Yeah,
important.
there's a lot of wisdom in that. Yeah. What about you, Tony? Was there any fables or things that your mom imparted or dad imparted on you
Yeah.
about looking out?
Yeah, it's for guys when looking at girls.
Oh, okay.
Because like everywhere where you can see quite visibly, like face, like elbow and everything, they take care of it quite well. But mom told me, look at their heels and their what do you call this? Like the
Ankles?
Like
ankles, like
Yeah,
the
your
bone
ankle.
the bone right here.
Yeah, your ankle.
ankles.
bone
Yeah.
that comes
The
out.
Achilles.
things,
If
yeah.
that part's like white or has dead skin, then you can kind of tell that they're not too hygienic. It's like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, because
That makes sense.
yeah, that means like they don't really scrub where people can't really see. So like, yeah, you kind of expect like what they will be like.
In terms of cleanliness.
Yeah, that's what my mom told me. So it's just wash your just wash your heels.
But she's pretty crazy about hygiene. So
Oh, okay.
she always
Yeah.
goes off at us for not being
Oh, yeah.
hygienic enough. But
Always grew up hearing
Yeah.
that.
Okay, that's an interesting tip for you lads out there interested in courting or dating a woman. you can tell about her habits if you look at her heel or ankle.
What about any tips from you, IJ? Any like?
Yeah, my dad gave me some words of wisdom. Actually, I'll share two things that stuck out from my parents when it came to, seeking out women for me. First, my dad said, if a woman says maybe, she's not into you, so it's a no. Just don't waste your time. I was like, because if she's into you, then it'll be a yes. But if there's always a maybe or an apprehension, nah, don't. It's a no. Like, and then I always found that helpful because it's a helpful way to be like, oh, but what if? What? No, I don't want to waste my time. Especially being older now, I don't have that time anymore to play around or have games or pander. It's just like it's either let's do this or okay, let's move on. And for my mom told me once, always respect women even if they don't respect themselves.
That's deep.
So
What's the meaning behind that though? Like just
well, obviously, always treat women with respect, even if there's some women that will do things obviously not according to God's will or word or would be wanting to do things. She's just like always respect women even if they don't respect themselves.
I guess that's the discussion that I also want to talk about. How you guys know Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
He's like a not new. Well, he's a fighter by profession, but right now he's like an internet celebrity, and he, like, without going too far into it, like he talks a lot about he's influenced a lot of younger boys, like boys in the younger generation, in terms of how men should view women,
How to view women.
how to view women.
Yep.
His
Through
perspective,
man's lens.
his perspective on that, and in some cases it's very misogynistic. But like nowadays with the younger generation, the boys are so quick to accept this type of view. And I honestly think it's not healthy.
Yeah.
And just how you said how we should respect women. My question is, how can we as men, at the same time, respect women, but not be like pushed around?
Not being a simp either.
Not being a simp, yeah. Like, how do we respect women and not being a simp at the same time? That's the main. I guess that's like one of the questions like I want to bring up. How to respect women and not be a simp. You guys have any thoughts?
Very deep.
Do you have any ideas?
So, I think IJ, I'll let you do the honors.
Oh no, I was.
Because I feel like you got something brewing in your head right now.
No, it's still brewing. That's the thing. I was like, I want James to go first. Oh well, yeah, it's a broad question. So I guess I would want to like kind of maybe bring out some points that you feel like were unhelpful that Andrew Tate was saying, and then let's respond to that. So what was one, like what you would view as misogynistic? Is that a word?
I guess one of them would be like just the whole concept of you're a king. We're here to conquer. Like
masculinity.
Yeah. Well, So if you were to hear that, what is your initial gut response? You're like, yes, no. You know,
it's like you're a king or you're a coward. Like it's just that.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about that statement and that mentality?
Because initially, like when he popped off on the internet, I thought it was just kind of joking. I thought it was just like being a clown. But he was actually he actually meant it. And as I was watching it, I was like so interested how one can have such an idea like that.
Hey, but don't get me wrong. Like, the reason why like a lot of young boys accept this as well is, I think, what he says. There's a degree of like truth, and there's a degree of like absolute like BS.
Yeah.
What you're saying?
What was I saying? Yeah. So basically, Yeah, I think that's why a lot of boys like follow him, because like partially it's true, and like young boys, they like sensitive stuff, like because he says like, oh, like it's not from me, it's from him. He says something like women are weak and like guys are like meant to conquer or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I guess they're just into that, but
Like I feel like he speaks about women from a standpoint where he's above them because he values strength and values this. Like I do understand that yes, there is an inherent role that men and women bring into a relationship that are different, but one is I don't feel like one's greater than the other, but they both work together in harmony
Yeah.
and in submission of one another.
Yeah.
And so when it just depends on how you speak about that truth, whether you come from a place where you're like saying that, oh, we're up here, they're down there, their position is less than us. That's why we conquer. And I think that can be taken the wrong way.
That's a good point.
But at the same time, you know, there is this quality about women that I guess we would want to love, protect, and nurture and care for. And well, from a Christian woman's point of view, my cousin who talks to me, this is her point of view. This is not me saying this is what, but she tells me, because she's single and searching, and she says that I want a man to lead me. I want to be led by a man in the Word of God. Like I want my husband to be that man, kind of man of God.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a Christian,
Yeah.
strong Christian woman,
Yeah.
and that's what she says. And same thing, that's what my mom also says as well.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I appreciate my mom's sentiment and testimony about her marriage. She always says, my husband doesn't complete me, God completes me. My husband complements me in that there's a complementary role between us where we complement each other in terms of where we stand before one another, before God. But it's God that ultimately is the thing that completes her. And then, yeah, so I guess in regards to like such a big statement, I think there are truths in maybe what he's saying in terms of a man's role in terms of loving, nurturing, and protecting their precious wife, but not as an object, but as something that you treasure and you cherish. Because as men, we're called to die for our wives, or our wives are called to submit to their husbands. So, yeah, we are, like, you know, as much as men like to say, submit, you must submit to me. It's like, well, she's like, well, you have to die for me. Like, we forget that like, those two aspects of what the Bible says we are called to do in a relationship.
I really like your description of how, like, the woman expects the man to lead. I guess that's where respect comes into play as well, because you can't expect to lead someone unless you've gained their respect. And that, I guess that comes from proper leadership. Once you have, I guess, a good foundation of leadership, that is when you gain the trust and respect from whoever you are leading, and then I guess that's a fruitful relationship in itself.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny you mentioned the word respect, because I was in my past relationship. She got me to read a book about men and about women and how they receive love. And then she was reading a book from a male perspective about how males perceive love, or how they want to be treated in a relationship. And so we both read it. So from my one, it said that women want to be loved and cherished. And her one, it said men want to be respected. Above all, men just love and cherish respect. And so, yeah, respect is something that is big to us, because sometimes we don't care about the mushy stuff for us, but we want to feel respected.
Oftentimes, I find that, like, men want respect, but they don't do anything, I guess, to earn that respect as well. I guess that's something that we can work on as men. I guess that's the next question I want to ask you boys. As much as we expect our opposite sex to have these characteristics, et cetera, I think we should also ask ourselves a question. how are we growing? How are we growing in that sense, where we are becoming, I guess, the man that the woman want to be led by? And I guess, yeah, I guess the question would be, how are we training ourselves to become men of God?
Take your time. It's okay.
Whoa.
Dude, it can be physical as well, man. Like, because we say all these things like, yeah, I want this in a woman. She has to be this in terms of characteristic, personality.
Rather than finding the one, what are you doing being the one?
For me, I feel like if you are asking your partner for a lot of things, then you should have something that you are able to give back the same amount to the partner as well. Like, you can't just be too demanding, like, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, I want you to be like this, when you're not meeting that, like, baseline yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah.
So yeah, there's just this kind of thought process of like, if you're expecting someone to be a certain level to please you and meet your requirements, it's just like, yeah, what are you doing to raise that? So if you were saying, yeah, baseline and stuff like that, what do you think your bare minimum of what you should be in a man of a relationship? How do you reckon that looks like? From just the top of your head, or from your point of view?
Can I get a bit more specific?
Yeah.
In that case, this is a question for all of you guys. A man goes to work, whereas the wife is at home looking after kids, cleaning the house. The man comes back from work. Should the man do the dishes that night? So the wife has to cook for him. The wife has cooked for him. Should the man do the dishes, or should the wife do the dishes?
If I was the husband, I wouldn't mind washing that dish.
You don't mind washing the dishes,
Yeah, because
but you're tired from work. Like you've done a whole day of working. You're tired. The kids are crying.
I think I wouldn't mind doing it as well, because I heard it from my mom that it's so stressful to take care of a child, and like looking at some church kids, like if I am to like take full responsibility to like keep them safe, like keep feeding them, like if they're young, you gotta like change like the diapers as well.
yeah.
And those are gross, like it's poop. So so I wouldn't mind come back home washing like little dishes. Should be okay. But
How about you, IJ?
Yeah, I feel like I would do what I can to support my wife, but I guess it's individual as well. It depends on your wife as well, and your dynamic. And I think it's wise when you guys have a family and have kids, you would both have an understanding of the expectations of how like you guys would interact with the kids and stuff like that. All I know is that for me, I would want to be very involved in raising my kids, like changing the diapers, doing all that. Actually, I used to do it when I was 12. I used to babysit all my cousins. So like, yeah, I would like take care of all the babies with my other cousins similar to my age. And all the parents, aunties and uncles would just dump all these kids on us, and they would go to work, and it was school holidays, so we would look after. So I'm kind of accustomed to doing those kind of things. But for me personally, I think I would want to be. I think one of the things that kind of made me a bit sad is that when I found out my dad never like changed our nappies or did anything, it was my mom did everything and my dad thing. And for me, I was just like, oh no, I want to be more involved. I want to be a part of my child's life and do that, and not just let the wife take all that all on her own.
I'll bring that back to phase one then. How are you say helping your mom around the house today, in terms of doing the dishes, or even like in terms of like laundry or cleaning the house? Don't act surprised, brother.
So, these days, us two,
Yeah.
we take full responsibility
Oh.
of dishwashing.
I'm so proud of you guys.
And,
These are men. Yes. Yes.
That deserves a round of
Yeah,
applause.
because we had a conversation with our mom, like, and she was very tired of like doing dishes for like
Respect,
her
yeah.
whole life,
Yeah, man.
and then because she's been doing it for her whole life, like
Yeah.
we were like,
Yeah.
I'll just do it.
surely we can do one thing,
Yeah. So
and
it's
then
it's
she was, we told her like, which one of the
chores.
chores do you want us to do? And then she was like, I don't want the dishwashing.
Yeah.
So we were like, I guess we'll do dishwashing.
Wow,
Yeah.
respect. I'm so proud of you guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Growing up
Yeah.
before our very
Respect.
eyes.
A lot of times, Ricky will do dishwashing because I'll be like, because I like making food, so I'll cook
Yeah,
for Mom and Ricky, and then he'll do the dishwashing.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys are good sons. Wow.
You're a great team. Great team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny because usually these guys are from Busan.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Melbourne of Australia,
Okay.
more of the countryside. But usually Busan men are known to be like quite
Stop it.
stubborn and like lazy around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm so proud that you guys actually think that way.
Defying the stereotype.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this one thing is for the girls as well. For any girls watching, like, you can really. This is my philosophy. Like, this is one of the philosophies like that I've analyzed. You can really see how manly a man is based on how he does the dishes. if he can touch the food junk in the dishes with his bare hands and chuck it out, then he's a good guy. Really.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Only real men do that.
Only real into that.
Yes, sir.
That's just my stupid. That's just my stupid analysis. But
Yeah, I
it is
think
true
that's
though.
a good judgment of character right there. If
Yeah,
they're
like-
ready to get in the murky, the
Yeah.
dirt, chuck it out.
yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, but I totally agree with you guys. Like, we should be as involved, in just going above and beyond. But yet again, like IJ said, we can't. Yeah, there has to be that balance where you guys meet each other's, I guess, expectations somehow, communicate in that way, and then
But yeah, it's also nice to. I guess you were setting up for the idea of taking initiative.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to take initiative.
yeah, like starting today as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's good that you're waking up early and that you're
Yes.
doing things for the glory of God and not just for yourself or for others.
Like, I also hear like how, I think it was Martin who told me this, but it was Pastor Charles who told Martin this.
Pass it down.
It was Pastor Charles who told Pastor Martin this, and Pastor Martin told me this, that you can't expect to change overnight like that to be the man.
Yeah, of course.
Once you get
Yeah,
married, you don't
definitely.
change like that. You expect that you come home from work after you're tired and like go straight to the dishes. You can't change like that. Apparently, you have to grow the habits. And I guess the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. So I think
That's so true.
house chores. Yeah,
I think it's so important to like as well. Yeah, be wary of what you do with your time in this season of life that you're in,
oh yeah, man.
and what kind of habits you're instilling, because that you will take that over into the future of whatever scenario it may be in the future. So yeah, today is a good start.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yeah. How long's it been?
1 hour and 20 minutes, almost an hour and 20
wow.
minutes.
Whoa.
This is around average. This is
Around average.
now.
Do you guys have anything else you want to share, or like? I feel like I've done a lot of talking. Sorry, boys.
So what happened today? It's what happened today.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
You
yeah.
were gonna share a funny story. Please
so,
do.
So at work, someone came in to hand in their resume in. We don't usually take physical resume, So I told her to apply online, but then she seemed quite desperate. And she was Korean as well. So I was like, oh, I'll just give it to the manager. Like, I'll just leave it there. And then, so she went. But then I completely like forgot to give it to the manager. And I mean, it disappeared when I came back from a break. I was like, oh, like, whoa, like, what should I do? Right? And then I remember like, she was like, she gave resume around like the whole town hall area. I remember that she applied for Starbucks as well. It's like right next door.
Yeah.
So after the work, I went to Starbucks and I explained the situation. I was like, oh, this person came in, and I actually like lost their resume. I kind of need to take responsibility of it.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, oh, they're like, oh, okay, I took a photo. I sent this to the manager. So it's all good.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So kind of.
Integrity.
The
Integrity.
responsibility.
Good man. Good man. Dude, her future is in your hands, man. Literally.
You just saved a life.
Oh man. Okay, I couldn't just ignore it because
Yeah, man.
she seems so desperate and she's
Yeah.
Korean as well. So I was like, I had to help.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's got a good heart there. That's good.
Would you help her if she wasn't Korean?
Oh,
Questionable.
I mean, I did feel a
You
bit
could have
tired
just left it
afterwards.
there, James.
Yeah, man. But that's good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, man. That's integrity. That's integrity.
Did the right thing. Send it to you, man. Yeah.
Even when no one's watching. Even when no
Try my
one's watching.
best. Try my best.
Do you have any cool stories like that, Ricky?
No.
Any superhero moments? Any superhero stories?
Superhero moments.
Let's talk about superhero moments that happened like recently.
Superhero moments.
Just give one flex each.
Complex. Can you come back to me? I can't think of one right now.
I think of one. It
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
happened yesterday. So I was at the Sydney Olympic pool with my brother and his mates, and we're going around the rapids, and we're all walking after like a sauna session, and around the rapids, and then I see this kid, like this young little boy with his sister, and like her sister's a bit big, so she can like kind of like just barely make it out of the water, but this dude was literally like, oh. And then like he had goggles on, but like he was like being pulled by the rapids, and then he came out of the exit, and then he was like literally dangling on to the edge, and because the rapids were so strong around the edges, he's like slowly slipping, and he's like but literally there was two lifeguards right on top of him, but they didn't even notice him. They were talking.
Oh, what?
Oh my god.
Yeah, like Sydney Olympic Park, you gotta
Tell William. William works there.
Come on.
and like he was literally crying like,
yeah.
help,
Yeah.
I want to get out.
Yeah.
So I just picked him up.
Oh.
And I brought him to safety.
Oh, you should work there.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Superhero. Okay.
Yeah. You still thinking, or should we come back to you after?
Oh, I
Isaac?
got one.
Oh, you got one? All right.
Yeah. Oh, as some people know, I'm a nursing student, and I usually go on hospital placements. And there was this one patient, like she was not my patient, but then I think the nurse for taking care of her were on break. So like I was just walking by to get like blanket for my patient, and I just saw her like standing out of bed, and I was like, I'm pretty sure she's not meant to stand up, right?
Yeah.
Like high falls risk. So if she stands up, she'll probably fall. And then I just saw that, and then I was like, screw this blanket. I need to stop this lady from standing up. And then like she stood up as soon as I got there, and then she started tumbling. And I just grabbed her. I was like, let's sit back down, please. Let's please sit back down.
Yeah.
So yeah, she sat back down, and then I told the nurse I was with, and then she requested like a supervision, like a special nurse, like a
Okay. Yep.
like AIN or something like that. After like straight after that shift, to monitor her so she don't get out of bed, so to prevent the falls.
Oh, nice.
I guess that's one of the.
Took initiative. Clap. Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Any superhero moments from you, IJ?
So from my old church, there was, it's similar to yours, saving a kid. but not really super cute. Anyway, I was like near the jumping castle and it collapsed and all the kids ran out and there was one kid stuck, and so I had to like kind of go in and grab one of the kids, like pull her out of it because it all collapsed, and I grabbed her and pulled her out. And then her brother, who's also a kid, was just like told his mom, "Oh, IJ's like a superhero, saved Hazel from. I mean, saved Audrey." And I was like, "Okay, I guess." Just pulled her out. So I took it literally what you said. So that but I don't clap for
One flex each.
that.
Yeah, man.
One flex each.
Stuff.
Yeah, I really like how we finished it there, because as men, we are kind of like expected to be like superheroes of our families as well. And I want to finish it off like in a sweet way, saying, yeah, we can really be, I guess, a role model or a superhero model for our kids or for our wife or for our community in that sense, when we are really, I guess, walking by the Spirit and imitating Christ in that way, because He is the image that we aim for. He is the man that we aim for. He is the superhero that we aim for. So,
Yeah, let's take that message to heart and remember it. I guess, during the week, that I like what you shared at the beginning, how your motivation to do things is to honor and please God. And that motivated you, and hopefully we have the same motivation what we do every day, is to honor and glorify God.
Amen. We do have next guest in mind.
Wait, we do? Mute it? Okay, I don't know how to imitate them. So we have. Oh, okay. I didn't even. Okay.
So they're quite young. They're younger than you. The clue is they're younger than these two boys.
I want to hand it to the guests because I haven't interacted with either of them long enough. But yeah.
Even if it's like a laugh or like a mannerism.
Actually, I have one characteristic of one of them
Yeah.
Okay.
on me right now. That's a big hint.
Oh. Okay.
What?
You're wearing something that belongs to them.
I'm wearing something that
Belongs-
that person usually wears as
Oh,
well.
okay.
Yeah.
I think I know who it is.
Come on, give us something juicy.
I don't think they have a special.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a bit difficult.
I'll impersonate one of their laughs.
Can I hear it?
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's accurate.
Hey, good try, James.
Yeah. Dude, I swear that's how he laughs, man.
Oh, there's this line this guy always says. My guy.
My guy.
He always says my guy.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know who it is. Yeah.
And the other person, he's a Valorant bum.
It's Valorant.
Yeah, I always see him online.
Playing Valorant.
I do sports and recreation.
What is?
Oh wait.
He's imitating.
Oh, it's not bad. It's not bad. Although I don't know if he will accept it, but yeah, that wasn't too bad.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man of many talents, James. One of them is impersonating One Family Church people.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Nailing it, might I add. I can't wait till people imitate you one time. But anyway.
It's been a long ride.
Yeah.
Any last words, lads? Any last words? This screen, this camera's yours.
James cooks very nice dinner, so if you do come, make him make dinner for you.
GG.
Oh,
Yes, round of applause. He did an awesome job.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was pretty nervous before coming to this place to do a podcast because I've never done it before. But our MC, IJ and James, they make the scene very comfortable for you. And then, there's nothing to be stressed about. I think it's just very good to come out here and just talk with the brothers of our church. Yeah, thank you for giving us the opportunity.
No problem. We'll give you the money later.
It was a contract.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing those kind words.
Yes.
And on that note, you've been listening to the King's Army podcast with our guests
Tony.
And Ricky.
and your co-hosts, IJ
And James.
and till next time, stay classy and God bless.